Welcome to Fight Club 24/7. My name's Johnny Rashman. Right, let's get straight into it. Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou faced off in the first press conference ahead of their date in October. Well, he's being classed as a fight, a boxing match. It is what it is, right? Let me just go into it. Is it something I'm looking forward to? Not really, because you can package it up with gold paper, right? But at the end of the day, when you unwrap it, it's nonsense. What is it? The fact is, you've got a bloke who's never had a professional boxing match before, who's never done 10 rounds before, right? Who's coming off a horrific leg injury, wouldn't have fought for, nearly 18 months by the time he gets in the ring, and he's not a boxer. Like, what do you want me to say? Now, I know this fight is designed for casual fans and MMA fans that might not be boxing fans. Okay, I get it. And it's a big event. There's no doubt about it. It's a big event, right? I'm not disputing this. It's a massive, massive event. But it's poor, isn't it? Like, I'm not going to sit here and play along with it and say, oh, it's going to be a great fight and Ngannou can land that punch and it's going to be explosive. I mean, Frank Warren's doing his best, but you can see he doesn't believe what he's saying. You know, it's going to be exciting. I don't think it will be. I think Tyson Fury's getting paid that much money. He can't do him in the first round or the first few minutes because people are going to go, what the fuck are we paid for? He's going to have to carry him. He's going to have to act. He's going to have to do a good job of making it look remotely competitive, which I don't know what he's going to do. He's just going to have to box behind the jab. I don't expect him to stand in the middle like he has been doing recently. He started to claim centering and plant his feet more, and that's why the knockouts are coming. He's 35. He's not as fast as he once was. Still fast, but he's not got the movement that he had 5-6 years ago. You know, he still has movement, but not how it was 5-6 years ago. He's got to adapt his game. So if this was a legit, proper fight, right, Fury would go up to the centering and take him out within a round or two. That's what would happen. And if it does happen, okay, I'll say fair play. I don't think that will happen. I think Fury will get behind the jab, and I just think it'll be that boring. And there could be boos from the crowd, and eventually it'll be that one-sided that he's going to have to take him out, or he'll have to win a points decision, and that's how I think it's going to play out. But the frustrating thing for me is Tyson Fury's in the prime of his life. Right, he's a WBC world champion. He's taking on challenges like this. Now, okay, make your money, fine. But do it after your boxing career's finished, or still do the fights. I have no issue with it. As long as he fights Usyk and the big challenges out there, no problem. But that's not the language coming out of his mouth. Like, even if you're a big Tyson Fury fan, you are part of the problem if you're lapping this up and you keep making excuses for the guy. We gave him a pass for December against Derek Chisora. There was uproar. We gave him a pass because we thought we'd put up with it on the premise he fights Usyk next. He had no intention, absolutely no intention of fighting Usyk in April. If you think he has, I'm sorry, you're just blinded by Fury love. And, you know, I'm a big Tyson Fury fan. I've stuck up for him non-stop, and I can back it up. I used to be that person when people used to say he's not fought anyone or he doesn't take on challenges. And I had to remind people he went to Germany and beat Klitschko, an undefeated champion. I think it was for 12 years. Took on Wilder 3 times. The last fight, the trilogy was one of the best fights I've ever seen. Right? So he's fought wars in there. But come on, like, does that mean you shouldn't have to fight challenges from now on? Is this not a sport anymore? Could you imagine if the Champions League or in football, you know, Real Madrid said, I don't fancy winning it this year, don't want to do it. I don't fancy winning the league this year. You know, the fans would be in uproar. Like, why are you so bothered about pots and percentages? I don't give a fuck what he earns. The reality is this bloke can earn more money than any fighter could ever dream of. Probably the biggest money in history of boxing. He has a chance to be an undisputed world champion, the first ever of a 4-belt era. And he's not interested. He'd rather fight Ngannou. He's going on about John Jones. He's going on about cages. He's making every excuse. Look what's in front of your eyes. Is this what you want? If you think he's going to fight Usyk next, you're in dream world. Because he's got a taste of that big money now. He can get out of bed, not get a sweat and earn 50 million. Right? Do you think he's going to Takes 70 million to fight Usyk when he knows it's a tremendously hard fight. Yes, he's the favourite, but he knows it's a difficult fight at this stage of his career. He will want an unrealistic amount of money. He'll want nearly 200 million. That's what he'll want to get in the ring. He don't want to fight him. It's not me having a go at him. It's me calling the facts. And if every media outlet called it for what it is and actually questioned the bloke, then maybe we'd get somewhere. But it's all playing along. Riddia season and that silly bout. The WBC Riddia Championship. I mean, come on. Come on. What is this? Just vacate your belt then. Like, I don't have an issue. If you don't want to box, fine. Vacate the belt and let Usyk, a real hungry champion who takes on all comers and all challengers, who wants to fight the best, that has that sporting integrity. That's what he has. Let him become undisputed. Stop holding the belts up. No wonder the WBC didn't invoke a mandatory, because they're involved in this nonsense. It's just frustrating. And for people calling me a hater, you're way off the mark, because I've supported Tyson non-stop since the moment I saw him on ITV2. I think it was on a Carl Froch undercard years and years and years ago. Years ago. I've supported him non-stop. Even when people were slating him and he's been controversial, I've always been behind him. But I'm not going to be behind this. I'm not going to be behind a guy who claims to be the best but won't take on challenges. Just because you've had a few tough challenges doesn't mean you can say, right, that's it, not interested anymore. You're a champion of the world. With that comes responsibilities, mate. Otherwise, don't be a champion. Get rid of that belt, mate. As I say, for all of you calling me a hater, let me just read some comments. This is from Tyson Fury's own mouth. The first thing he said when he was questioned about fighting Usyk is, beating Usyk doesn't do anything for me. Who the flipping heck is he? Me giving Usyk a fight is like me not chucking him the bone, but chucking him the full dogs home. If he beats me, it's like, oh my God, he beat me. The man, the moth, whatever that is, who no one couldn't beat. I'm not going to give somebody that opportunity to gain that. Hell no. Right. So first of all, he says, beating Usyk doesn't do anything for me. Mate, you've got a chance to go down in history to become an undisputed world champion. That doesn't do anything for you. Get out the game, mate. Time to get out the game if that doesn't do anything for you. Who the heck is he? He's a unified heavyweight world champion. How dare you disrespect someone like that? And then he's like, he doesn't want to get, and he says, I'm not going to give someone the opportunity. The opportunity? Your job is to fight. That's, you're giving Francis Ngannou the opportunity. Why? Because it's an easy fight for you. You're claiming you're the best. You're a fighting man, but you want the easiest fight as possible. Now, I understand the business side of it. I understand him taking this fight. Fine. No issue. But to not take on other challenges and still be a WBC champion, I'm sorry, I've lost all respect. That's the end of it. If he does fight Usyk, fine, I'll change my mind. But at the present, this is just ridiculous. When asked about fighting Usyk and is it a priority, he said, has it ever been my priority? Did I ever say I wanted undisputed? It's always been some other little bitch's dream. If he takes a small percentage, we might make it happen. But if he wants a large bag, I'm going to say, no, thank you. I think Francis Ngannou is going to be a tougher challenge than these other guys. These other guys are just boxers. These guys are more than that. Right. I mean, what can you say to that? I mean, this is a heavyweight world champion. What can he... I mean, it's not even angry. It's not even frustration. And I know he contradicts himself all the time, and I get that, but come on. I don't want to hear it, mate. Just leave the sport. If you don't want to take the challenges on, just leave the sport. The sport will be fine. Now, it'll be a shame. I want to see him. He's a polarising character. He's the best heavyweight in the planet at this moment. But that attitude, you need to leave the sport, mate, and do whatever you want to do. Go and make your money elsewhere, but leave the sport, because this is the problem with boxing. It's a joke. How can you attract new fans when you've got the heavyweight champion of the world talking like this? If he takes a small percentage, we might make it happen. I mean, I told you all along, he doesn't want the fight. Right? You can talk about politics, money. If one person doesn't want to fight, he will always consistently talk his way out of it and put obstacles in the way. On his career moving forward, I'm on to the big fights. Francis Ngannou and John Jones. I want challenges. I don't want easy bait. They're all bums. I've already proved myself as the best boxer that's ever lived. Now I'm going to prove myself as the best. I'm not even... Yeah, okay, mate. I mean, it's got to the point now. How can you defend that? Like, do you not want boxing as a sport to thrive? Do you not want the best to fight the best? Is that, like, I don't understand how you can support that. Now, I'm not saying vilify the man, I'm not saying abuse the man, but call it for what it is. He doesn't want to fight Usyk. He doesn't want to get in there. Now, he's not scared. He's not scared of anyone, but he's scared of losing. Make no mistake about that. He is terrified of losing because the O goes, doesn't it? The O goes. Now, maybe the last Deontay Wilder fight took a lot out of him. You know, he went to the well and back. It was a great fight, you know, but look what's happened since then. He's not interested. Derek Chisora and Francis Ngannou, the last 2 fights. This is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And still people are defending this. Like, what will it take for you to open your eyes? Right? He doesn't want to fight Usyk. And, you know, who is he going to fight next? Manuel Char? It's got to the stage where I don't know how any media outlet can support this. Now, as I say, I'm not saying go against him, but call it out for what it is. Ask him questions. Believe me, right? When it gets to the time when I'm at these press conferences and I'm asking questions, which will happen, the reason why I don't go at the moment, I get asked this question a lot, is because I don't want to be tied into anyone at the moment. I can't give my real opinion, right? If a promoter's okay with me giving my opinion, fine, no problem, right? But it doesn't mean I'm going to hate on someone, I'm going to disrespect, but I'm going to back up things with facts. And if promoters and anyone wants to abuse me and personally insult me, it won't go well for you, right? I'm not in the game for this, but I'm in the game to ask questions, right? And if you don't want to answer questions, that's up to you, right? But eventually my numbers will get so big I can't be ignored. And that's why I created this platform, so we can have a voice, because I'm sick of this spoon-fed narratives all the time, right? If it was football, it'd be getting hammered at those press conferences. Be getting hammered. Boxing, no. Why? Because you won't get media pass if you ask questions. Well, I don't need a media pass at the moment. Eventually, I will do. Right? And eventually, I'll be that big, you won't be able to ignore me. Right? But it's just unbelievable. I mean, I can keep coming on there and saying this. And what's disappointing is people supporting it. As I say, you can be a big fan. I'm still a big Tyson Fury fan. But if you keep making excuses, and you think Usyk's stuck in him, this is a guy who's taken on all challenges. He's fought AJ twice. He's fought his mandatory in Dubois. He's going to fight Hrgovic next. He doesn't decline challenges. He does it all away from home. And you think he's stuck in Tyson Fury? There's nothing else to say. Let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe.